Season ending. I am so happy to say, hey bro, welcome back to the show.
Thanks, brother. It's good to be back, lounging with you in robes at Los's Lounge. We now have a dress code here.
This is how we're ending the season, man. This is just fabulous. Maybe this should be protocol for next season.
I feel like it's SNL, right? Like you host it enough times, you come in, you get to wear like the 5-timers robe, the 6-timers robe. I feel like I've been on this podcast enough that we can wear robes when I show up.
At this, perfect. If you come next season with feather bows out your ass, we're gonna have to call a staff meeting. Okay, you're not gonna outdo my feathers.
Yeah. No sounds. Conversations. Culture. Truth. Variety. Laugh. Interviews and much more, all in one place. Lost now. Step inside. Feel the vibe, waxing poetic. It's alright. Hosted by Cargo Reyes.
And the way that the lighting is set up, it's like those circular type lights above you. And there's like at least like 20 of them because it's a long set.
For the love of God, Los's Lounge podcast, available on your podcast app. You can hit subscribe on the YouTube channel. I feel like I should get a little bit closer and hit follow on Instagram. You can follow Renzo on his platforms, renzodelcastillo.author, right?
You remembered.
I remember, but I also remember the book still. We've talked about this plenty of times. I need you guys to go get the book. I know it's a little out of focus. Go get the book wherever books are sold. You can also get Kindle.
You can get the Kindle, you can get the audiobook, you can get the paperback, you can get the hardcover.
Oh, the paperback, nice and soft, or you can get the hardcover. Notice how I stroke the mic. By the way, shout out to Claudia Jordan. Thank you for. We'll talk about that off camera. She blew it out the water. Yesterday, she blew it out the water. That'll be the season finale episode. All right, let's get right into it.
Hold on. I want to send a direct message to Claudia Jordan.
Please and thank you.
I just love the relationship you guys are building, and we, the audience of Los's Lounge, look forward to these episodes. So I'm glad that it's a recurring thing. Claudia, thank you and welcome to Los's Lounge from somebody else who's not Los.
She set it on fire, man. It was incredible.
I'm looking forward to that.
God bless her. All right, let's get into it. It's been a while since Renz and I have chopped it up. Chopping it up, man. It's been a while since we've chopped it up. We're the choppers. We've had and we're still not done with our heart to hearts. But we are here to just give it to you unfiltered. We want to give a big shout out to Harry. We want to give a big shout out to Jasmine, to everyone who has helped out in season 4. I want to thank you so much for being rotating guest co-hosts or people who have decided to just put their faith in me. Thank you, Erica Cobb. Thank you, Claudia. Thank you, Renzo, for still doing it with me.
He said doing it.
Okay. All right, let's get right into it because we have no time to waste. I haven't seen Renzo on camera. I was just asking him if he's lost weight or something, like what's going on. So that brings me to my first question. What's going on with the hair?
It's called a comb over.
Oh.
No, it's just growing long. That's all it is.
Let me comb my shit over then. I thought you were gonna be petty and shady and be like, well, for us who have hair, we call this a comb over, but you didn't. God bless you. You're such a kind soul. All right, Renzo, let's get right into it. This is the meat of the bone. Now we can. There's a lot going on, right? The Iran war. I love chopping it up with you when it comes to politics because I like to talk from the emotional standpoint, the shit you probably shouldn't say, but you always come at it with the brain, the articulation of it all, darling, hands down. But I'm feeling an exhaust. So if I'm feeling an exhaust, you're probably wondering, well, why were we talking about this? Well, I want to know how you are doing down there. You're in Florida. Everyone is, I feel like everything that's going on within our government, within financial it feels like a financial crisis for everyone, right? No matter what tax bracket, we're all paying a lot of money at the gas pump. And that's just an example. That's just one small piece of it. With everything that's been going on from the last time that you and I have spoken, how have you changed? What has been in the forefront of your mind? And how are you feeling with everything that's going on politically, but also globally? That's a lot to
Well,
unpack. I'm sorry to do that to you.
no, I plead the fifth. No, I recently, 2 days ago, maybe you thought I lost weight because I just got back from Spain. I took my mom to Spain for Mother's Day,
Yeah,
and the time difference is still a little bit of a problem.
sure, sure.
But man, it's just the reasons for the war. And again, not to get in too much detail, but just like the reasons for the war, they don't make logical sense when you have senators who support this war who were criticizing the price of gas for the last administration. Again, it just shows that the reasons that we are being told are not necessarily accurate or the real reasons for anything at all. What I what affects me is that the people of this country are the ones who are suffering. There are some that are gladly suffering and don't think that their suffering is correlated to this, but anything that we do has an impact, right? So
Sure.
that we're taking steps to deal with inflation. The purchasing power of the dollar is lowering, which affects quality of life. We have service members in our family who are getting ready to be deployed to Dubai, to other areas, which are
Wild.
hotter zones, right? Like I have that in my family, and we're all very concerned. So, I mean, I don't know, brother.
So what, how are you unplugging? But it's so hard to unplug when we
No, I
really have
can't.
to, with this administration, we really have to just kind of keep our ears to the ground and boots on the ground, so to speak.
Yeah, this is no shade on anyone, but I think that unplugging or saying like, yeah, politics don't affect me, or I don't want to deal with politics, it's a position of privilege because they do affect you. It's just not affecting you directly, but it will, right? So, I yes, I don't connect to everything because it's like, what was what was the prime minister, Boris something? I'm blanking on his name, but like the guy who used to run England, right? The prime minister of
Boris, yeah, that weird looking dude.
Yeltsin. Yeah, no, yeah, like
I know
he
you're
looks a
talking
lot like our president, but
about.
they they were, I think he called it like the strategy of the dead cat or the dead kitty or whatever, where it's basically like, hey, like you walk in and you see your partner sleeping with somebody else and you're like, hey, you're sleeping with somebody else, but then they go like, yeah, but those Peruvians over there are eating cats. You're saying something so outrageous, and then you just keep going and building on it and building on it and building on it that you're distracting from the original thing, and there's an exhaustion that comes with that. But so I understand the need to disconnect, but to think that it doesn't affect us, I think
Right,
that's irresponsible,
right.
and that just comes from a position of privilege that is very weak at best because it's not going to last.
And people's jobs have been from the gate were chopped, federally speaking.
Yeah.
They programs are being wiped out. Programs, when I say programs, to help out women's health programs, maternal health, uh, access to food, the farmers who have wait, the airline workers, everyone's affected. So even if you're not even falling in any of those small, and that's just a small little bit, you're feeling it at the pumps. You feel the, egg prices might have gone. I don't know about everywhere else, but
Nobody
egg
cares
price.
about eggs anymore. It's
Nobody cares
funny,
about
right?
egg. Well, the prices did go down. I want to celebrate the small things and a little comedic relief. Prices are cheap at Aldi's. We'll take it. We're all paying the price. We're all paying the price. Not only that, but on
That's
a
a German
moral.
company.
Come again?
Aldi's a German company.
Ah,
I mean, it's true, but I don't know if that has
I don't know. I
anything
was
to
trying
do
to.
with the
What's a
impact.
word? German word I was trying to say, and I couldn't think of it. Anyways,
Guten
uh,
Morgen.
sure, perfect. We're all going
Scheiße.
through it, huh?
Scheiße.
Gaga says that. Lady Gaga says that.
That means shit. Scheiße.
Scheiße. Okay.
You
I'm
can
the
use that. I want you to add that to your vocabulary, Los.
Scheiße. You know what? Yes. Noted and noted. Production, please take notes. Janet, get a pen. We're all feeling it.
Mm.
That's a great thing you said. I appreciate you saying that. You're gonna have to forgive me, but there are times where I need to unplug in terms of listening to all that
Yeah.
too.
And like I said, no
Just
shade on
because it's
anybody, right? Like it's
right,
just how I
right,
feel
right,
personally, at least the standard that I hold myself to.
right. And I stay in tune, but it gets it's a
It's
lot after a
overwhelming.
while. It's a lot, and the main thing is release the Epstein files and stop botching them and you know, and why are we
We're
let
not
me just
talking
finish my
about
other
them in the
point.
national discourse anymore, though. The Epstein files, not the way we used to, right?
It's wild that we're protecting a pedophile, an alleged pedophile, who is mentioned, as you once said, more times than Jesus in the Bible. So,
Mhm.
um, one of the things, ooh, I don't want to lose too much. Oh, don't lose it. It's there. It's there. It's there. Oh, and on a bigger issue, the moral compass of it all, right? The rhetoric, the tone of the nation, the divisiveness, the red and blue. I just, it's just wild. And this has been said again. I'm sure we're not saying anything new, but it really is a sad time. It's wild to see what the Republican Party has conformed to. They're kissing the ring, and Democrats have just completely. I don't know. I had a wonderful conversation with Claudia Jordan around this, who recently met with Hakeem Jeffries,
Mm.
and we touched upon this. You're really gonna enjoy this episode personally, you yourself and you, the audience. But
Plug.
she spoke on that, so I'm not gonna say what she said. I want to let the
Sure.
reveal, darling. But it almost feels like, what can we do? When do we start playing dirty? When do we start? And she mentioned some people who have, and people like shout out to Gavin Newsom on that social media game. You know, yes, honey, he's been cunty with it. But at the same time, that's only just that. That's just surface. We're losing everything. The gerrymandering of it all, which Claudia had to educate me on what that, as I've been hearing this word all week, which I figured when she explained it, what it meant, because I understand the redistricting, and I still can't say that word. I had a hard time yesterday, Renzo, trying to say that redistricting of it all. I got that. So I figured that that's what that was called, but I've never heard of this. Yes. Wild. Wild. You mean to tell me that that doesn't affect you? You mean to tell me that even if you're not black or brown or of you know, of not of that doesn't affect your best friend at work or your, you know what I mean?
I think at the end of the day, what you have to do is, like you just mentioned it, right? Like you didn't know about this. It's becoming informed and then trying to make the best decision you can with an informed opinion, right? When you're informed, you organize. When you're informed, you find community. When you are informed, you're able to go and create positive social change. We're at a point where it's not necessarily easy, right? And it's very easy to say like you're conservative, you suck, or you're liberal, you're garbage, and it's such a label, right? Like I know that maybe financially I'm more conservative than I am liberal. You know what I mean? I just my thing is become informed, make your best choice, use your vote because that's a privilege not many other people have, and we don't know how long
Mm,
it will last, and that's anywhere, right? I'm not.
right,
That's not like a U.S. thing. That's in the world. There's
right.
places where people don't have the privileges that we have where we currently are, as an example.
Amen. Amen. Well said. Well, let's move on
Can I
to.
ask a question?
You can always ask a question. You don't even have to ask.
How was your birthday? I know we just talked politics, but I want to shift it a little bit because this man just had a birthday.
I did, and this man is gonna go crazy if his daughter. Can I just set my daughter free for 1 second, please?
Yeah, I'll talk to the. Let me talk to the people. People, it's a pleasure to have you here at the lounge as Los goes over and has Janet be free, enjoy herself. He's a father. He's a modern father.
And don't go out there and get pregnant.
Again, no, I'm just kidding.
She's so fixed. Thank you for asking. Yes, it is still my birthday week. By the time these episodes come out, it'll be next week. That's okay. I'm still celebrating. Thank you so much for asking and for being a part of it. Yes, I had a very relaxing birthday on the actual day. I drank my Smirnoff Ice Red, White, and Blue, which is my favorite drink at the moment, right? Two of those and I'm good. I Three of those and I'm good.
Oh my
So
god,
that'll be
I
my drink.
haven't had one of those since college, man. The
I
Smyrna,
didn't know
the
that they had the
Smitties,
red,
the
white, and
Smitty
blue spirits.
ices.
Yeah, 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 It tastes like juice. It's incredible. It's my favorite flavor. I had a nice relaxing day, and then I made sure I ate good and went to the mall, did some shopping. Not really into going to the mall. You would think gay guy love shopping.
Nah, you don't
I
like
worked
people?
for the Gap for 6 years.
Oh my
I'm mauled
God,
out.
yes. I had a
I
friend
went
that worked for the Gap. She doesn't even like folding shirts anymore.
Well, thank God for the Gap. I got to see that's where we disagree then. Not me. I love a good fold. Because of the Gap, I am so I'm all about that laundry time and just the organization of it all. Yeah, shout out to the Gap. No one does a denim wall like me. All right. And then the best part of the day was having my mom sing to me happy birthday like she does every year when the
Mm.
clock hits, and speaking to my family. And also Harry spent the later half of the day with me. And so that was phenomenal. Tomorrow I work at my Saturday job, and I'm doing a one man
I need to hear about this.
Okay. So I like to, be a show boy, and I've always been a show boy since I was a kid. I mean, I've got proof of it. It's part of my opening video. Um, yeah, I picked my set list of songs. I created a story, a narrative. I didn't realize up until like maybe a few weeks ago when I was done creating the video backdrops for each one. I'm dope. I'm cool. Here's a video screen behind me. Ooh la la. There's costume changes. 8 songs. One video
Any
intro.
any
One.
spoilers? Any spoilers for the set list for the
No, I
costume
can tell
changes?
you. I can absolutely tell you because it'll be all over my social media in about 24 hours. Yeah, we're gonna start off with well, let me say this. I'll say this. It's called the I Feel So Free show. So, freedom, I feel so free. And I want to tell a story about my life without saying too much. Here we go. Nothing really matters. Queen, Madonna, not Queen the band. Janet, if. Don't play with me. I'll bust out that full choreography right here on this camera. Don't do me like that,
I think we
Renzo.
need that.
If if goes into stronger, Kanye. Stronger goes into Kanye Mama. My mom would have seen that by now, so it's okay. I did a video interlude to Bedtime Story. That goes into No hay nadie como ella. I will be singing live, by the way. Probably
Yes.
off key, but I will be singing live and dancing. Costume changes. That goes into Rob's Boricua anthem. That goes into Madonna Keep It Together, which I had to take between that Rob's Boricua anthem is a 10-minute song. I chopped that bitch down to 5. You're not gonna kill me out there. Absolutely not. What am I supposed to do? Dance all on the walls like I'm fucking Lionel Richie? I'm tired. Now, the best part of this show is my boss told me her daughter is planning a surprise performance for me. Her 8-year-old daughter, maybe
Oh
9 now.
wow.
Yeah, and that she's been practicing. So that'll be the grand finale. I have an incredible show. The video backdrops are going to be phenomenal. My mom is coming. I don't know if dad's going to come. My cousins are coming. Um, it's going to be a great time. Just know from 10 to 11 o'clock, I'm rocking it.
Can't wait.
Thank you for asking. All right. I want to get into I was gonna say I want to get into you for a second, and then I just realized that doesn't sound good whatsoever. Pause.
Not without dinner.
um, 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 Real Poets Podcast. We must and we will. Let's get into it. Real Poets, REEL Poets Podcast. You can listen to that on your podcast app. Check out their YouTube channel, and you can follow them on social media under that same name, if I am not mistaken. But
You
here's the
can.
deal. Tell us what the show is about. You've said it before, but in case anyone's still sitting on a fence somewhere, go.
So Real Poets is a podcast that was the brainchild of myself and my co-host and dear friend Scott Raven. He goes by his rap name, which is Scott, but with 3 T's. And he's a poet, came out of the New York slam scene, came down, moved to Miami. We hit it off. We became friends, and we love movies. We love poetry, and we think, movies are accessible. Most people like movies. And a lot of people that we've met have said, poetry is intimidating. It's not for me. It's for a certain class of people in the sense of what their interests are. And for that, we say no, movies and poetry are just forms of communicating art, right? It's just like instead of using a villanelle or a sonnet, you use the framing of a scene or the set design or the costumes, but you still communicate art through it. So we decided to talk to artists from Miami, and again, from everywhere now. We're expanding, but we started with like local artists, poets, photographers, etc. And we have them come on the show and they pick a movie that has something to do with art, with poetry, that has
Right.
influenced them, and we use that movie to talk about their lives and their artistic process. We also analyze the film, and at the end, we each write an original poem and turn it into a bit of a spoken word open mic segment, and it's been great. This latest episode is about Goodwill Hunting, and we did it with our first husband and wife artist group. It's Sasha and Zay, Alexandra Balmaceda Krachik, and Jose Zay Krachik. Balmaceda, and they're two poets from the Miami scene. They met at Miami Poetry Club. They recently got married a couple of months ago, and we had a fantastic conversation about how you can use intelligence and knowledge and art to hide your true intention, to protect yourself. And what does that mean, right? So it was a fantastic conversation. Really love it. Next week or the following week, I don't remember what the schedule is, but we're doing Big Fish with a local poet called Mei Ling Perez, who also has a poetry book here out in Miami. And it
Wait,
was
that's a fly name. Go back. What's
yeah,
her
yeah, yeah.
name?
Mei Ling Perez. She's Cuban and she has no Asian ancestry. Her dad just really liked Enter the Dragon, so he decided to name her Mei Ling. We go into it in the episode. So she's
That name goes
fantastic.
hard. Tell her I said hello and God
I
bless
will
her
I
name.
will let her know. So that's coming up next. And right now we're actually talking to I don't you know we're talking to an Miami local spoken word artist who was in a film that a lot of people know. So I don't want to jinx it yet, but he reached out through somebody else, or somebody else that works with him knew about our podcast and let him know, and we got connected.
I
And
love that.
he's currently handling, I think, another movie or something like that. He's out of town, but he's coming back and he wants to do the podcast. So
Oh, I
when
love
that's
that.
ready, when that solidifies, we'll let you know who it is. But it's a
Right,
movie that a
right,
lot,
right. Let's not.
it's a movie that a lot of people know. So and it's a
Oh,
recent movie. So we're expanding, we're growing. It's
oh.
great. It's fantastic.
I want to give a big shout out to Wendy Williams for teaching me this. If anybody ever sees me doing this, it's an homage to Wendy, but it's very darling. It's rich. It's bougie. So when I do that, just know that I'm giving him props because come up, flick that cigarette, turn off the cigarette. I love you, Renzo. I
Love you too,
love,
brother.
isn't it great when people find your show and your work and whether it's word of mouth, or whatnot. For instance, this is how you and I met.
Correct.
You were
And
presented to
now
me.
now you're a dear friend. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, yeah.
here and I love you. But
Love you too,
doesn't it
man.
feel good to know, like, you're seen? If it feels good
Well, I'll
as
share
a
a story
creative,
with you.
as a creative.
About before I left for Spain, Scott and I had our first Real Poets workshop for the city of Key Biscayne. And at that workshop, a lady came up to me, and she had gone to my book release in 20 October of 2023, and she was going through some stuff in her personal life. Was walking down Coconut Grove, and she saw like about 80 people overflowing from the bookstore, and like she's like, "What is this?" They were there for my book release, and she went in and sat down behind my mom, and the night touched her in a way
Mm.
that really impacted her, and she went to the Key Biscayne. Shout out to the Key Biscayne Poetry Share, by the way. They're also on Instagram as KB Poetry Share. There's just it's a group of people that use the city government to promote poetry for children, for adults, which is great. Debbie Weinenkoff is there. She was also a guest on the podcast. She's the one who arranges everything. She's a lovely, lovely person, and now a really good friend. But
Oh, I
anyway,
love that.
Ro is what we call this lady. She wrote something.
Yeah.
She created something and handed it to me 3 years later about how much seeing my mom being proud of me in that moment alongside the poetry touching her, and then she went and created something and then brought it to me. And then when I went to Spain, she's from Barcelona, so she arranged for me to meet a dear friend of hers who's a great author, Esmeralda Bernabel. For those Berbel, sorry, who are familiar with her work, she's a great author. I got to meet her. I got to meet Ferran, who's a tenor at the Palau de Música, bajo whatever. I'm sorry, I'm blanking on his position, and he's a great dude. So I guess what I'm saying with that is you don't know whose life you're going to impact just by doing your thing. There might be
Sure.
someone at your one man show who years later will tell you, hey, I saw that and I really needed it. I needed it for this reason. And thank you so much for impacting my life. And I'm through this poetry stuff, like every day, every other day, somebody comes up with a similar story. It's just the Ro thing
Wow.
really impacted me because it hit, it involved my mom and the thing she gave me
Yeah.
was for me, yes, but to give to my mom,
Yeah.
right? So just to know that by doing our thing, we have a positive impact on people's lives. I mean, what could be better than that?
I agree. Well said. Very well said. Great story to go with that. Wow. I love that. Yeah, because that's what
Yeah.
art is essential. And that's why I created, yeah, these are not my original songs tomorrow, but the
But it
effort
will
that I
be an
put
original
in and the
performance.
fact that I thank God, I think I have the ability to entertain, and keep people's attention. I hope so tomorrow. Other than that, they'll probably throw tomatoes. No, they won't. Um,
No,
it's
tomatoes are
something.
expensive.
Yeah, it's
Maybe
something.
ketchup packets, but not tomatoes.
My mom's gonna sit there and be like, I've been watching. It's the same song and dance for me. No, she's gonna be like my biggest supporter there. We're gonna have such a great time. But what I'm trying to say is the feeling of creation, right?
Hmm.
Right? And just how that impacts and just like hearing that, those are the aha moments artists feel, creatives feel. And so speaking of art, such an important time. I remember Madonna had this campaign called Art for Freedom, but I feel like that is so it's 2012, 2013, but it's now still Art for Freedom because things are being censored, books are being I have a story to tell, but I'll wait till this topic is over. It's such an important time for people to speak up and speak out, but also be boots on the ground. So one of the things that again referencing Claudia and I spoke about was being that boots on the ground. What can we do? And it's just to keep making noise, to keep getting into good trouble. Rest in peace, John Lewis. What is your take on censorship these days and how I'll give you an example, Paramount,
Mm.
MAGA staunch billionaire MAGA supporters, but it seems like freedom of speech is being attacked in a way that we haven't seen it ever, at least in our existence. Okay. So you as a creative and you being very boots on the ground with your poetry in your community, um, what is this fight looking like for you? An artistic fight, right? And freedom of speech. How do you feel about everything that's going on? Speak on it.
We won't be silenced. The thing is, like, I don't think we're dealing with a lot of it yet because a lot of the people who want to censor don't really read, right? Like when you're trying to censor certain books, um, they're important. I forgot what the list is, right? But it has like 1984. It has like all of these different Catcher in the Rye, all these different literary touchstones, right? I think censorship is just something. It's born out of fear, and the most effective way that I've found to address fear is through knowledge, right? Like
Mm,
we fear what we don't understand. We're concerned about things that challenge our worldview, right? That could change our reality. Because I don't know. Do you remember when you learned, like when you learned that you were gay?
Why are you
Like
gay?
that
Who says I'm
changed
gay? You
everything
are
you
gay.
knew about your world, and it led you into another world. And I'm sure it was scary, right? Like I'm sure it was different things. Like when I immigrated to the U.S., I was a kid, but it was scary. It was a whole new world, whole new language. I still remember that, even though I was about 5 years old. I
yeah.
already developed language. I already developed like a sense of self. So those memories stay, right? But if you deal, if you meet censorship with knowledge, patience, and understanding, I found that most times if you connect, kindness wins out, and you realize like these different ideas don't endanger your worldview. What they do is expand it. And
Mm,
but there's when you, and I can see this when you go to war with something, when you go to war against an idea, when you go to war against a differing point of view, what you're going to do is have people cement themselves in it because they would be afraid of what it would mean to have that change. I always feel like patience and understanding, and it's hard to do. It's very hard to do because we're also worn
sure,
out. Our
sure.
wicks are low, right? Are burnt out as well, as if we were candles. But typically, if you're able to connect and find common ground and have a dialogue about something and treat it with patience and understanding and knowledge and education, you can change somebody's world. So what do I feel about censorship? They're gonna have to cut off my hands.
Oh,
I'm gonna keep writing. I'm gonna be, cut off my tongue. I'm gonna keep talking. I'm gonna keep sharing ideas in the best way that I know how. So, and I have a lot of people that feel the same way.
I used to work with a client who's had his hands cut off, but that's because I guess I should say alleged, but the proof is in the pudding, and I've seen the proof, sir. Sex offender list. And that's where I'm
What?
going with that conversation. Yeah.
Ooh.
He sex and offended many decades ago, and whoever the parents were, whoever that person's family was, they chopped both his hands off. I've said more than enough. This is not a fake story. I swear
I'm
this.
I'm glad that what I mentioned
I don't
led you
know
straight to that.
what.
I'm glad that that was the correlation that you made.
I'm sorry. That's where my mind went. And damn it, I almost said his name too, but I'm not going there.
Edit.
No, no, it's not a client that I have worked with since 2020, so everything's okay. All right. I want to thank you for your honest and right on, bro. And everything that you said is so spot on. And no, it is true. You're gonna have to really, really hands chop. I don't want to say chop because a lot of people are going missing. We have scientists.
I'm not calling for violence, but what I'm saying is like I'm not going to stop writing what I believe to be true. I'm not, and also if it's
Never.
shown not to be true, I'm not going to stop learning and adapting to it, right? Like
Right, right,
I feel like I'm here to communicate with people, to build bridges between people. Like I honestly feel like that is what my purpose is. And I love that. That's the air that I breathe,
yeah.
right? So that's what maybe it was a bit of an extreme way to say it, which led
No,
you
no, no. I
to
made it
go to
extreme
sex
just for the
offending.
for
But but yeah, it's just like when it comes to that, sense of purpose is important, right?
right.
As long as you're
Absolutely.
not hurting. I'm a very big believer that my rights end where somebody else's rights begin, and you move
Mm,
forward. So, for example, like obviously, we're not gonna, when you have a child, it might not be appropriate to go into certain topics, right? Like so, but there's
yeah.
that goes to whoever the caregiver is. But anyway, I don't want to deviate, and I know that I have a hard stop in 7 minutes,
You
so
do
I
have
want
a
to give
hard
you
stop. I'm looking at the time too. Trust me. Um, a hard stop.
sorry.
Ballsy. All
I've been
right, here we
working all
go. We're
day,
gonna.
working all day. So
No, 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 no. We have Renzo for a limited amount of time, so let's make it. It all counts. Let's go there. Let's play a game of Who Would You Rather. Here we go. Renzo, I got three Who Would You Rathers for you. Are you ready?
bring it,
Scarlett Johansson or Charlize Theron?
Scarlett Johansson.
Ooh, why? Just curious.
I've enjoyed her movies more.
Okay.
It's very simple.
All right. Fine. No, no, that's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine.
Although,
Here we go.
like when I was younger, Charlize had some bangers. I don't know. I'll go with my original answer.
Cardi B or Nicki Minaj?
Really, bro?
I'm just asking who would you rather fuck?
Oh, it's one of those.
Yeah.
Oh, I no, I don't want to. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Don't make me objectify women with the 7 minutes I have left. I'm boring. Who would I rather road trip with or something?
Okay. If you had to sit in a road trip with someone for the whole
Cardi
trip,
B. Cardi B. Cardi B.
I
Oh,
agree. If you had to sit in a road trip between Wendy Williams or Joan Rivers, who would you pick? Well, assuming Joan was still alive.
oh, my heart says Joan, but the fact that I'm on this show, I'm going to say Free Wendy.
Hey, free Wendy Williams, we haven't forgotten. And one more. If you were stranded on an island for days, okay, who would you rather be stranded with? Donald Trump or Marjorie Taylor Greene?
I think Donald Trump could feed me for a much longer period of time.
Ew, all that, it's like a dead carcass almost. Jesus.
No, I would swim.
He might try to deport you off the island.
I'll
I
make it
love you,
easy.
bro. Listen, you have a hard stop in 3 minutes. Let's let you go now. I love you. I appreciate you. If season four is what it is, it's because you helped elevate not only my game, but the show and my gratitude and my heart. You already know my loyalty, my respect. I take my hat off to you and my hair. And I say
Well,
thank you and I love you so much, man.
I love you too, brother. Me and my comb over appreciate you. And
Yeah.
no, I'm looking forward to like number one, I love that your next episode, that you're, like the final episode of the season is going to be with Claudia Jordan. I love how you manifested that, somebody that you admired that now, values you enough to come onto the show multiple times with the and I don't want to speak for her, but this is my perception with the identity, the public identity she's cultivated, and she wants to engage with you, wants to be on the show, and this is somebody you admired, and now you're buddies. What else can you
Yeah.
do, man? Like I'm just very excited for you. Looking forward to season 5. Looking forward to outside of the show, just continuing our friendship, continuing it to
Yeah.
grow, and I'm so proud of you, brother.
I'm proud of you, bro, 1,000%. And also coming as well on the last episode too. I'm sorry, other than this one and Claudia's, Carlos Acosta, who helped me out in first and season one special guest makes his return, so
Oh
that'll be out
wow,
as well.
okay. I
Yes,
remember
full
the name.
circle,
I'm looking
five
forward
years
to that.
later. All right, get out of here. You got a hard stop. Everyone, Los's Lounge podcast. Renzo, find him. Renzo del Castillo, the author. You know where you can find me. Season four. It's a wrap.